Here we go. Okay, for all of you out in Zoom land, we had a fire alarm activation here at Town Hall and
We need information about the alarm. We need to call them and we must have somebody who is. They were only gonna take this from one person.
Who was that guy that was
We need to
here?
tell them to disregard that location because that's gonna go off.
All night.
Times, all night long.
Who was that guy that was here
Till they
that day?
fix it.
Do you remember? He emailed us with his cell phone number and everything. Maybe forward that to David.
don't know, let me look. It's somebody from A&R, right?
Yeah, because he was here maybe what? 3 months ago?
A&R, okay.
Anyways, as I was saying, we landed a helicopter out there for the second time in 6 months. I talked to the guy. One thing the pilot was really interested in, he said, we really need to come up with some type of a landing zone. He said, landing in the hayfield like that just isn't the best thing we could do. He said, and this guy said he'd been there 3 or 4 times. Which quite honestly, I mean, we've landed there multiple times in the last 10 years. I think it's time that we do something like that. If the if the town board had let us and I can work with the town highway department. Fire company will pay for the gravel and then for the surface we put on the top. We only need 100-foot by 100-foot area. But it needs to be accessible in the winter time and be maintained. Because they can't get the parking lot, there's,
Yep.
the things are around it, I mean, we just, and you might not go there for 10 years, but if you're the one that needs the landing zone. It's just like anything else that we do. You may not need it forever, but if you need it, you really need it.
What kind of surface they?
You can do it out of blacktop or cement, either way. They would prefer cement, but I mean, in working with the highway department, we just need to get a level area 100 feet by 100 feet. This gentleman who landed the aircraft decided, he said, listen, he said, one thing you don't want to do. He said, just put the square in, he said, and don't put it. He said, a lot of people want to paint a circle in the center with an H in it. As soon as you do that, you need special lighting and special everything. So an area becomes way more expensive and you have to light it every single day. You can't just light it when you need it. There are other things where he said, if you just put the square out and you come in with your trucks as you are right now, you can light it and we'll be all set. So I think that's something that's worthwhile doing.
They land out here.
Yeah, right out here on the end of the building.
Yes, Carol.
What's the maintenance, just keeping it clear in the winter?
Carol, we can't hear you.
What is the maintenance, just keeping it clear in the winter time?
Once it's in place, yeah, just keeping it clear in the winter. I mean, it's good, if it's a blacktop surface, you're gonna have to put sealer on it, every few years, just like you would a driveway. I mean, if it's concrete, you're gonna have to do stuff with that, put sealer on that once in a while too. Because any flat surface, water will set on, and then if it gets any cracks or anything, water gets in it, and then it freezes and breaks it up. It's like any surface you got, you're gonna have to do stuff with it, but.
So it would be basically right in the center of that field that's out there now.
Well, we
By the
actually,
road.
you guys kind of put that roadway in for the generator.
Yep.
He wanted about 40 feet off of that roadway. He landed, he was very good. He landed with the back end of the helicopter where the passenger compartment was, right on the one trail. I mean, he put it down right where he needed to be. And that's just. Yes,
Well,
well,
maybe,
it's light net out of. What they call it. Yeah, same thing.
David, is this something that we can sort of stake out so we'll see where it is? As a step one?
Quite honestly, I gotta tell you, the easiest way, I'll stake it out and we'll let the town cut the grass right there. It's right here, right where this grass is cut is where it will be.
Yeah, okay.
So you see, Barry, you see it?
Let's do that as step one, okay.
I think that's something we need to.
Yep.
As I said, we land them all over the town. I mean, we've landed quite a few. We landed out along 22. We've landed up on top of Winchell Mountain. We've landed all over here. We landed over on Prospect Hill last year. We've landed quite a few of them, and it's the rescue squad is becoming more prevalent. But the big thing is in the wintertime, there's far fewer places you can
Yep.
go than in the summertime. I mean, I put it down, we put them down in the middle of a roadway in the summertime. But in the wintertime, having a designated location and one we maintain would be beneficial for the whole town.
Yep.
And it's the reason I think we need to do it.
Good idea. Thank you. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay. You passed?
With a little bit of luck, at our next meeting, I'll be introducing a package of amendments focused heavily on hospitality related uses.
You? Amy?
On the matter of the urgent care center, they're still looking for staffing. So that really hasn't moved off the dime. And on the matter of the intersection of 82 and 7, we're still trying to get a meeting with the county highway folks. We haven't been able to schedule anything with them as yet, although we've tried. So hopefully within the next 2 weeks, we'll have something.
Good. Bonnie? Pass? Okay. Jim? Are you with us?
I hope he's on his paying minutes.
No, he should be. Is he still in the hospital?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
He's in recovery.
we'll leave him alone. Monica, do you have anything for us?
No, not really, I'm back. I'm slowly trudging through the piles of stuff I have. Once again, thank you to everybody for being patient. Next month, I will probably get the stamps for taxes. And in November, I'll start doing my training and stuff for county taxes. There we are.
Yep, already. Okay, thank you. Next item, I've got budget adjustments for the board to approve. The Justice Clerks Conference we approved last time, the water study, which we approved last time. Some pool expenses that were a bit higher than budgeted, and the building expenses a bit higher than budgeted, so did I get a motion to approve the budget adjustments, the warrants, and pay the bills? Moved in second, all in favor? Aye, anybody opposed? Okay, thank you. And now we're down to the resolutions. ZBA alternate. We've received a recommendation from the ZBA, Zoning Board of Appeals, to appoint James Stickle as the second alternate on the Zoning Board of Appeals. Mr. Stickles is here with us. He was on the planning board for 20 years, 16 years, okay? Knows his way around town. So, any questions about Jim or?
Can I ask you a couple of questions, Jim?
Yeah.
Since you recently got off planning board, right? Why is it now you want to get back on the?
Well, the planning board started taking up a lot of time. Spending a lot of time, just even researching for the meetings and different meetings. The zoning board, doesn't meet that. Nobody knew that I had the time. So I didn't have problems.
Now, having chaired that board, I just want to say that the zoning board of appeals is a board, if the planning board says something you want to do is not allowed, you're the zoning board of appeals, and they say,
Thanks, I've been here long enough, Bonnie, I know that, I understand that.
okay.
All these years.
So,
Members of
my
the-
question to you is, how do you feel about the zoning laws that there are?
You know, how I feel doesn't really matter, it's what they say.
Right,
Exactly.
do you think they're
Exactly.
too strict or strict
I
enough?
think there could be some revisions, just like has been, probably going.
So environmentally,
We got it. Now, we do what actually the planning board will get through everything. And some we agree, we disagree, that's how the planning board was set up. To go through it. I don't think we ever had any disagreements, we had some discussions with it. Same way it would be on these.
do you think that you'd be okay with the laws as they are?
If I don't bring it up, or they should bring it up to the attention of somebody, discuss it.
Thank you, Jim. Any other questions for Jim? If not, could I get a motion to approve the resolution to appoint Mr. Stickles?
I move it.
Thank you, David. Second, all in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed?
Abstain.
I'm
Abstain? Okay. So it's approved. Next one, the residential accessory use fee reduction, which we've been talking about for several months. Jay Hoffman has provided us with a detailed listing of, this is for Monica, of all of the residential accessory uses that are listed. And I thought the board would be interested in them. This is homework. This is not to be worried about tonight, but the question really is, of the items that are marked in yellow, which are accessory uses which require an SUP, which currently require a $500 fee, which, if any of those uses, does the board feel should be excluded from a reduction of the fee to $150? This is the complete list
From 500.
from 500. So what we're asking is send me with a copy to the board and to Jay any suggested exclusions from reducing the fee from 500 to 150. Everybody understand that? Okay. Jay, anything you want to add?
Can I just ask a point of information as to when
Sure.
the zoning board of appeals section alternate application? And
Well, we put out an Ankrum email. There were 2 applicants. Both were referred to the zoning board of appeals chair. And they were interviewed and we got a recommendation from the chair of the ZBA.
that was discussed with the ZBA.
That I don't know. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna table the residential accessory use fee again, pending feedback from the board on which we should exclude from the fee reduction. Third item, town hall generator. As you all remember, we upgraded the service of the town hall from 200 amps to 600 amps when we put in the air source heat pumps. And as part of that process, we had to replace the 25,000 kilowatt generator with a 60,000. So we have a surplus generator, which I have on good authority the fire company could use at the firehouse. And I'm recommending that we donate that generator to the firehouse for their use. Any questions about that? Can I get a motion to approve that, please? Amy, thank you. Is there a second? You, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, thank you very much. And David, you abstained, right?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Recuse
The last resolution Bonnie mentioned earlier, which is the pro-housing communities resolution, which is what the state of New York is recommending towns that want to become a pro-housing community and qualify for special preference for grants, adopt. And basically the whereases outline all the housing issues we kicked around earlier this evening. And the hereby it is resolved section has 5 items, 3 on page 1, and for some reason, 2 on the backside. I don't know how that happened. But the resolution says we're going to streamline permitting for multifamily housing, affordable housing, accessory dwelling units, and supportive housing, adopting policies that affirmatively further fair housing, incorporating regional housing needs into planning decisions, increasing developmental capacity for residential uses, and enacting policies that encourage a broad range of housing development, including multifamily housing, affordable housing, accessible housing, accessory dwelling units, and supportive housing. So this basically summarizes all the things we were talking about earlier in a fairly nice, fairly elegant resolution, which I strongly encourage the board to adopt. Any questions about this? Bonnie, you want to make any comments, Mr. Clark?
What is supportive housing? I've been working with this stuff for a while and I am not familiar with the term.
I'm not really sure.
I don't know either.
Supportive.
Number one.
Hmm?
Number one.
No, here, well,
Actually, 1 in 5. but
Five.
Yeah.
to
Supportive housing.
Whatever it may be, what is it?
Don't know, but I think we could probably Google it and find out.
I will look that up.
Okay. You willing to go along with this, even if we
That's a good-
have supportive housing?
It's
I'll
nice
find
to
out,
know
yeah.
what we're talking about.
Google it right now.
Do it right now.
Google it right now.
Okay, so you're gonna vote no? Okay,
Okay, we want to hear what it is?
yes,
The Office of Supportive and Affordable Housing and Services, OSAHS, is focused on developing permanent housing solutions for formerly homeless individuals and families. OSAHS works closely with other divisions of HRA and with other governmental and non-governmental service providers to develop new housing programs and to refer applicants to housing so the people we serve can achieve their maximum functional capacity.
Okay.
Does that mean the state could come in and put in housing
Well, it
for
goes on
migrants?
to further say,
Is the things that are going on, do you see other places?
No, this resolution, all of this program, all it does, we just throw in some information and gives us a leg up on grants and money from the state. So it doesn't do anything more than that.
yeah, if the state wanted to come in and use eminent domain to seize land and put up a
Okay.
housing unit, they could do that without this resolution.
Rehouse this again, but.
Okay.
It's only gonna help.
So any other questions about this resolution?
yeah, it just to clarify one bit further, it's for individuals and families who are homeless or at risk of homelessness.
Okay, thank you. Donna,
Does that include section 8 housing?
please rise.
Does that include section 8 housing, where the county can come in and put families in?
This
That's what
resolution,
section 8 is.
this resolution is just so that we can get funding. It's not saying that.
Well, when you accept that funding, you're also accepting their.
We won't apply for it.
But don't you think before you adapt this resolution, you should find out what comes with that? What comes with that?
Well,
We've
this
not
isn't,
applied for it yet.
this isn't money that we're,
Did you apply for grants?
yes, and we'll decide which grants we want based on understanding what the strings are with those grants. So we're not gonna apply for money that gives them the right to do things we don't want them to do.
Same thing as the
Good point.
climate smart task force, right, Colleen? So it just gives you if you know, all they want is a resolution and send in the past history of our building permit. And if you check the boxes, then if you apply for whatever grant it is, it gives you a little in. Right? That's how it's just to help you get whatever it is that you might, you might not get anything. But if you do apply for anything to anyone, it would just give you a little. like,
Yes, and this
no,
is-
it's nothing. But
This is only one part of a multi-part process to get certified as a pro-housing community. This doesn't do it by itself. We gotta do some other things. Okay. Yes, Jane.
I'm Jane, I had just one question. First of all, I think it's a great idea. I think it's mostly very well written and makes great points, but I was the whereas point in the first half of the document says, we believe that evidence showing that infill development that reduces sprawl and supports walkable communities has significant environmental and public health benefits, which I think is very important, but I was wondering why that aspect of it wasn't included in the next part where you make a pledge. I thought if it would be good to add this business about supporting walkable communities because it adds significant environmental and public health benefits. But I don't know if there's any leeway to change the language, but it's just a suggestion.
Well, this is the model resolution that they gave us. And we could edit it if we wanted to.
We can,
I
can
think.
make changes or additions or,
So we want a walkable community.
We could, I mean, you know, this is it's the model they gave us, so it's for any community that might apply to this across the state. So if that doesn't apply to us, it doesn't apply to us.
well, we have walkable communities, we have Ankrum, we have Ankrum-Dale.
Yeah.
And this is just encouraging development within those communities and avoiding sprawl throughout the town. So I think it might be worth looking at.
Okay, could you do me a favor
Yeah,
and draft 0.6?
Sure.
And then just email it to me and then we can consider this for adoption again next month.
okay.
Okay, Thank you.
Yeah. thanks.
good. All right, so let's see where we are.
That's the last resolution.
Public comments. Everybody commented out. Donna,
We didn't vote on that resolution.
no, we tabled it
Okay.
because we're waiting for 0.6.
That's good. Okay.
I have two questions.
Yes,
The first one, I realized when I, in the town hall a couple of times this week for some reason. How do they pay for charging the cars at the charging station?
we don't pay. Nobody pays.
Why is that?
Well, because we'd have to get a credit card charger and the town doesn't have a credit card system and it would be really expensive to set it up. But at David Boyce's suggestion last month, we had Kyle Lougheed and Genocchio install a meter in the back room attached to our electrical panel. So we know precisely how much electrical power is being used by that charger. And it just happens since the 7th of September, when we installed it, through today, we've used 91 kilowatt hours at roughly 10 cents a kilowatt, $9.
Have any of the people who charge their cars ever offered to pay for that?
No,
It is
not that I'm aware of.
You can talk about it like that, Art, but there were cars there all summer. There haven't been many cars there this month. It's a different time of season.
David, we're gonna know for sure exactly how much kilowatt
We
hours.
won't till next summer.
My second question.
Yes.
I was here when there was a great upheaval in our town board and we were short a person. Bonnie's running for town supervisor. Now, if she gets that position, what happens to that councilman seat? I mean, we went through quite a turmoil when the state had to step in and appoint someone because we didn't have a majority. So have you made any provisions as to what happens to that?
I think what happens is the town board can appoint a replacement. Who then, and then the position goes up for election at the next normal election cycle, but we can find out for sure.
I mean, is it possible, since we're going through an election, since there are 4 council seats already being voted on, that resolution be made that you can take the 3rd highest vote getter as that council seat? Is that possible?
I don't think this board can pass a resolution like that encumbers the next board, but the next board could decide to do that.
Well, that's election.
You mean going back to that election or maybe, or having?
No.
We know that a special election is-
If 2 people get elected to the town board and the 3rd person doesn't get elected, but Bonnie gets elected and that position becomes open, what I'm saying is the 3rd vote getter could legitimately be the town board's selection to replace Bonnie. If she
But
were to
doesn't
be,
necessarily have-
doesn't necessarily have to be, I don't think.
I just think that you're putting yourselves in a position, if that happens, where your 4-man board can't get a majority. And we went through that before, and that didn't work. So,
Well, my recollection is we had a 2-man board, because 3
well,
people
yes,
resigned.
that last person had to be appointed
Appointed.
by the state
Yes,
because there was such a turmoil.
well, because you didn't have a quorum.
Exactly.
but we'll have a quorum of 4.
You'll never get a majority.
You don't
unless
know.
everybody agrees.
You don't know. You'd have to have everybody, you'd have to have 3 people agree.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes.
Mary Murphy, wasn't the other example of this when Chris Thomas left the board and you had like 4 people on the board for quite a while? I
Yeah.
think life went on, right?
Yeah, I think the board can elect not to appoint somebody and that position goes to the next election,
Right.
or the board can appoint somebody and that position still goes to the next
I just
election. I
remember
think.
Chris leaving and there was 4 for a while, so.
Yeah.
it did work.
That's a good question. I can certainly ask the election people.
Just be curious to know if that were a solution.
We'll find out. Good question, Donna. Thank you. Other comments? Okay, do we have any other business?
Maybe I'll just make one comment. And that, I'm grateful that we decided to send out a notice to the town about political signs, because there was some shenanigans with the signs, and I hope everybody realizes that we just need to be respectful of each other. Let it play out as it will. Because it's illegal and it's just brings more instability to the, we would really like to promote a fair and civil election, however it is, be the best man win. So I'm very happy that we decided to put that out, and that I hope people will respect.
I have a question.
Carol,
Are these signs supposed to be on your own property, or can we place them, or can they be placed any place along the road? Is there any
well,
guidance on that?
they should be on your own property and you should get permission if you're putting it on somebody else's property.
And if it's on town property,
Like what?
well, the side of the road is town property.
No, the side of the road belongs to somebody.
Well, there's the median.
They're like 3 feet.
The 2 medians, the 2 monuments, there's no rule about it, but we strongly ask out of respect for the veterans that those 2 monuments honor, that no signs at all be put.
You're thinking about that place in the center of Boston Corner?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know the answer to that, but if you put them up and somebody takes them down, you'll know. Colleen?
I just wanted to, along with what Bonnie said, as a candidate, I was very pleased that you sent that out at the board. And I think I speak for probably all of the candidates, that none of us would want anyone's signs to be disrespectful. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anything else? Do we have anything we need to do in executive session? Or are we done?
I mean, we could update the board on what we spoke about last month. After.
I think maybe we let it go a month. We'll see what happens. It's been a long evening, exciting with the fire alarm. So do we need to call A&R?
Unless you want us to
My
come back,
email, and I don't have it, and
I've got a number.
it will probably go off. Last time it did it, it went off 4 times.
Last night it went off.
The last time this happened, it went off.
Archie, we just.
Yes, I'm sorry. I got excited about calling the security firm. Let's adjourn. Could I get a motion to adjourn, please? You, second, all in favor? Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you very much.